Hello, Illumineers. We are here at Nerd Rage Gaming in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. My name is Ray Ray, and I'm here with.
Not a clue again this week.
Yep.
How is everyone doing? We are back in the house with our locals that happen every Tuesday at 6:30. So we have some great gameplay going on.
Yep.
And we also maybe have some hot takes about the stream that happened earlier. So if we get some early breaks, maybe we'll chat about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We got big news that came in through today from Ravensburger themselves. So it's going to be fun going over some of that throughout our stream. We definitely have a lot of good matches that are going to be streamed today. We have 3 rounds of Swiss, from my understanding, and I believe we have 12 players, 14? 12 players today. So we're going to have, we also have some new faces. Speaking of which, I believe we have Kevin, who's on Purple Steel, starting off with us today, facing Hans.
Hans, classic ketchup mustard king,
Yep.
which we can see there up in the corner. They forgot the king, but he is a king.
He is indeed the king of ketchup and mustard. He is he's on something different today.
Yeah, I was watching him play a little bit, and he is the Mufasa King as well. But we saw some actions in his deck, some King Undisputed, some brawls, which to me says he's not playing Mufasa. Mufasa did him dirty this weekend at Set Champs. But we do see his classic opener here. He has his card soldiers, and then his Mulan, which if he hits that Rapunzel is gonna draw for him. And then we see a classic for Kevin, Purple Steel opener where he plays that crab onto the Diablo and takes out one of those card soldiers and gets the draw off it, which is always a great trade.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin normally doesn't come here. He is a local at another store, but he was like, "Hey, the store is not running events. Do you know where I can go play this week?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Come out to Nerd Rage." He's already known about us with our streaming, so it's awesome that we're getting out there in the community and showcasing, what our community is about and our locals. So it's awesome to see some new faces here.
Welcome, Kevin. We love it.
Yes.
And we just saw Hans play down a Maui's fish hook, which is very interesting. We've talked about before on this stream that evasive is really the name of the game in the current meta, particularly into red purple or blurple, Diablos. And so I definitely think that part of the transition for Hans away from all of these just purely characters, maybe to be playing this Maui's fishhook and get some better trades with his characters that have, higher strengths, but just don't have that evasive stat.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also helps, as you see, he gave it Gotho evasive. Now that's pretty good, considering there are effects in purple that can exert characters. Granted, one of the big ones is also which has evasive, but sometimes it can come up where giving it that evasive could be relevant, especially when you are questing and helping protect that character. And as we were playtesting earlier, he did a dirty on me and gave my Pluto bodyguard evasive so he could get around and challenge my Prince John. So that was
A
a good
classic move.
classic move with Fishhook. Very prevalent for sure. And Kevin's just doing what Purple Steel does, controlling the board, questing, and just kind of getting there.
But I do really want to respect Kevin here. So we missed, I think, 2 plays. So last round, I believe on the Mulans played strength. So we took out that Mulan, and then just there we saw him with the rabbit actually sing onto the Mother Gothel a Zeus, which seems maybe a little bit extra. He's doing 5 damage to something that only needs 1 damage. But I think he's just really respecting the fact that he knows Hans's draw is really based in these damage characters and getting a Rapunzel down. And so if he can keep characters off the board, keep Hans from removing or healing with Rapunzel and getting more draw, he's going to be able to flood the board faster than maybe Hans is able to refill his hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin understands that Rapunzel, like you said, is 100% the card draw engine, mostly in those colors. And then we see another strength. Holy macro, this guy's got all the removal. What is going on?
We saw this when Ed played. We are now seeing it with Kevin. I mean, the Amethyst Steel, I really don't think they play that many songs. I think the Zeus is maybe a newer one. Some of the old decks only played Strength, but those songs do a lot of work in
Yeah.
this deck. They really are able to remove a lot of these things that let them keep board control, and maybe let them bounce things back that ends up with less bodies. So you can see, even though he bounced back the rabbit and then with the fox and then played it back down, he still has way more board than Hans does
Yep.
in a character.
Yep.
Oh, and there you go.
There we go. Pay 5, get 2 characters out, draw 2 cards. Seems pretty good.
And another one. Great.
Yeah, I think Kevin's more on a more different variant. You kind of see at most other locals or set champs this last weekend. We're seeing an Amethyst Steel kind of more mid-rangey control, it looks like. Because, yeah, you don't typically see Zeus. It's mostly just Strength and Storm, right?
Yes. I don't even really see Strength that much
Yeah.
necessarily. Storm that much.
Yeah.
Strength is key because it's the one that can do a lot of damage and is
And he has
inkable.
another one.
2!
He's got an Elsa if he really wants to do dirty, too.
Yes,
and I think he's
and
going to
he
do the dirty.
is. He is. And then I'm
That's
assuming
crazy.
taken. Yeah. I mean, that is just,
Kevin
again.
had it all.
Yeah. Sometimes, and I think Hans goes, you know what, I'm 1. I'm supposed to have characters on the board at this point, and I have 0.
Yeah. No, that was crazy. Kevin had the perfect hand against Hans right there, and Hans was trying to breathe the entire game, and unfortunately, none of those damaged characters were able to live long enough for the Rapunzel. And obviously, Hans had the Rapunzel the whole time, and he top decked the Mulan there. But yeah, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah. And it is tough because, Hans, even if you're playing into maybe the evasive with that Maui's fishhook, it's protecting you from challengers, but it's not protecting you from steel songs at all. Those are still going to take you out, and it's just really hard because Amber just doesn't have the same amount of draw, Ruby, as Amethyst does. And so...
Yeah. And not to beat a dead horse, but Amethyst card draw is pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
But Hiram was the problem.
Hiram was the problem. I agree.
I don't know.
Again, there are cards in Kevin's deck, I want to be clear, that are purple, that are Amethyst, that do not draw. So that's how we know that Amethyst is not the problem. Because it's a dynamic color that does more things than just draw. It exerts things.
Whatever helps you sleep. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Let me tell you.
I'm sleeping fine with Hiram Band. Let me tell you that. And you know what?
What'd you play at set champs?
So was Ravensburger.
Yeah, what were you playing during set champs? I think it was purple something,
That's
right?
confidential information. I can't share that.
Fair enough. So yeah, now we are going to game 2. Let's see. Looks like Hans put back. Didn't really catch how many. But he did definitely mulligan or alter a certain amount. Looks like Kevin's doing 3.
Yep. And I did see Kevin kept at least a strength I saw in there. And I think that's really smart. You know that Hans can go really, really fast and can go fast before you can even potentially challenge these characters. And so he's definitely going to keep those songs because they did so much work for him.
Yep, absolutely.
And Hans, I know, what Hans has always said to me is, he goes, I mulligan for Rapunzel. If I don't see Rapunzel, we mulligan everything. If I see Rapunzel, then we'll think about curve.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I did see Rapunzel in his hand there.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like, it really is. I know he's running another card draw engine. But it really is one of the only ones that Amber has. I mean, you have Julieta and you have Surfer Stitch, but those are so late, or at least Surfer Stitch is pretty late game, so
yep,
it's gonna be a while for him to get. Oh, he got the Mulan.
He does have the Mulan. I also saw Piglet.
Speaking of other card draw engine, there it is, the Queen of Hearts, which says whenever a character challenges, you may draw a card. So, as a red-yellow deck, sure you have your spot removal with Brawl or B-Prep. But typically your way of removing is challenging, so that is a pretty good card to have in these colors.
I agree. And then we see Kevin placing down that Calhoun. We've talked about this multiple times. That Calhoun really does a lot of work against aggro decks. You don't have to quest with it. You can just leave it there. And then people really have to ask themselves, am I going to give someone a 2 lore and take out one of my characters, or am I just going to kind of sit here and waste my turn? And I think Hans says, even if I'm not going to have a good trade, I'm going to quest because that's what my deck does. And if I'm not questing, I'm in trouble.
Here we see Kevin doing the purple steel classic. Diablo turn 1 into 2/2 Calhoun, and then crabbing the Diablo to draw a card, and it's just so much value. It's crazy.
It is an incredible amount of value.
Is this the thing? Is this the Rapunzel play? He got to do the
Incredible.
thing.
Okay, walk us through what just happened there, because that's a classic Hans move.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's at 3 ink with a Gaston on board. So paying the 1 to play the Mulan, and then Gaston's activated ability allows you to play the next character for 2 less. So then he had the 2 ink remaining to then draw the cards by playing the Rapunzel. And he sequenced it perfectly, too, because you always want to try to draw before you make your inking decision. So he played it like that, so then now he has more information on what his hand was going to be. And then as we saw, he inked the Mulan. So that was correctly executed. So awesome. And now he's in a better state again. And if he has the shift Mulan, things can get spicy.
And I know he is playing it. And the other nice thing is here that he was able to tap his Gaston, but Calhoun is not going to be able to take that out because it does have 4 health on it. So that's also really protective for Hans as well.
Yep.
Where Kevin kind of has to decide, am I just going to sit with my Calhoun, wait for him to maybe quest with this Mulan? What am I going to do here?
Yeah, and it was interesting because Kevin actually could have played the snake there to bounce the crab to pump the Calhoun.
That's true.
To take out the Gaston and then also, have the crab for later combat. But he opted to play the goat, and he just wants to start being a little bit more aggressive here.
Yes, and I definitely understand. I often think when
Is this another Rapunzel?
see, yes, it is. It's definitely another
Oh
Rapunzel.
my God.
And what I was just gonna say,
Look at that smile! Look at the smile on Hans's
he's so
face.
happy. He's
Yeah,
like, "That's what
Rapunzel!
my deck does." And I think again, that's to hit on what I was just about to say. When I'm playing purple, sometimes I will play a goat because it has 4 attack.
Yeah.
And so it can really hit. We know Hans plays characters. We know those characters have a lot of health. I know that maybe I'm not necessarily going to get the best trades in the way that I would. Goat can also sing some of these songs that I have. But I think part of what maybe Kevin didn't consider in that moment was how much Hans can rely on Gaston's ability there, where he was able to get another Rapunzel out without even worrying about his mother Gothel going off the board, simply because the Gaston was still available. And so if you leave that Gaston, Hans is going to use it to his benefit to get a lot better characters out than his ink maybe would let him.
Okay, so he opted to do the strength. So another line I see that Kevin could have done was he could have had the crab take out the Mulan, played the fox to then pump the Calhoun to have the Calhoun take out there and do the Mulan. So it looks like he is going for playing the song, which is also another option, and then still removing the entire board.
Yeah.
But luckily Hans has, he has cards this time. Last game he did not.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I think Kevin has 2 cards in hand right now, which I would say for an Amethyst deck is pretty low, versus Hans, I think, has 4 right now, which for a ketchup mustard deck is pretty high.
Yeah.
And Hans is ahead in the lore. Now he is going to have to clear some of these things off the board, and they do have... he's going to have to trade some stuff into them, which is going to be tough.
Did we see if Kevin drew or gained the 2 lore from the Calhoun? I'm assuming he did.
I did not see if he did. I'm assuming he did, but that's
Does
a
he have
great
another Rapunzel?
question. I'm assuming by the fact that he's taking his time, probably not.
Sure. Yeah, I would have probably insta-slammed that third Rapunzel for sure.
Yes.
Looking for the Maui makes sense.
That makes sense to me too.
So now Hans is deciding if he wants to ink here. I know his top end is, I believe 7 is the highest, unless he's on Dragon. I don't think he is.
He does have Big Shisu, so potentially 8.
Sure.
Now, he did play the Maui. He did hit the Madam Mim versus the Goat. Thoughts about that? Are you hitting Madam Mim? You hitting Merlin Goat?
I think probably the Goat. for the simple fact that if Kevin does have another bounce effect, that is another lore he's gaining.
Yep.
So it is interesting. I wonder why he's doing that. Maybe he doesn't want Kevin to, yep, machine gun, as we call it, the
Yep.
Merlin or the foxes
The
to have another one
foxes.
in hand. So I think he's valuing the fact that he doesn't want them to have rush.
Yeah, I think it's a tough choice there because again, machine gunning those manimins is never great, but also you end up just having like kind of one character on the board. You're not
Yeah.
getting as much board presence versus that goat can sing a song, which we already saw,
Yep.
and can also be bounced back into the hand like we also saw and be protected.
Yeah, I like the brawl on the Chernobog because as we see, Kevin's hand is kind of small. We already know one of them's goat, obviously.
Yep.
So keeping the hand small there makes total sense because the Chernobog's was just going to replace itself in Ganalore. So it makes sense to brawl there.
100%. And I don't think Hans had much else to do. And then,
Ooh.
nice. This is definitely where Hans wants to be with his red removal, where you always want to see an empty board and they put down one thing because then you have a Lady T, you know you're going to get value off of that.
Yep. Now we see the Lumiere as well, making that a 4/4 effectively, and then pretty much can take out anything that Kevin does play in turn sideways. Nice. Another
Nice.
Medusa on a Chernobog, so not letting Kevin draw any cards.
I mean, I think that's smart. Kevin has 2 cards in hand. Hans still has more. And Hans knows that a lot of his characters are going to be stick on the board or give him a lot of lore. And so he can definitely outrace Kevin here if Kevin is not able to start refilling his hand with some of his amethyst cards. And then we do play the crab. The crab goes down and takes out the Lady T, which makes sense because, again, that's going to be giving Hans 2 lore. It's harder to race against 4.
Yeah.
Ooh, and then the Mulan. Not a shift, though. So
Not a
that's
shift,
great.
but definitely poses a threat because right now that Mulan is technically a 3/6 because of Lumiere.
That is true.
So as we have seen in Kevin's deck, for the most part, 3 power is enough to banish pretty much everything in his deck.
True.
So leaving that crab exerted is going to allow that Mulan Archer to pretty much kill up to, or banish, not kill, my bad, banish 3 characters.
We're a family-friendly show here.
Family-friendly show. Banish up to 3 characters that's out here. So this Mulan can swing into this crab and banish the goat, which looks like that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. And I do see that Kevin maybe could have, I think, inked and played the Mr. Smee. So,
yeah, I think he opted out of it.
yes.
Which makes sense because he understood that if I just play this Smee, it's gonna be
It's gonna
banished
go.
anyways.
Yep.
The goat's kind of whatever to play because it's still gaining a lore, and if it gets banished, it gains a lore as well.
Yep.
But yeah, Kevin has to play this kind of strategically here because pretty much anything he turns sideways, he's gonna get a board wipe.
Yep.
So he needs to find a removal for that Archer right away.
Yes. And he doesn't have any more foxes as well in his hand. He just has that magic broom, which definitely has to go down to get him some draw. I think I agree with that. And then the Smee, and he's going to immediately get some draw. I'm assuming to try to see if he can pull a fox or pull something that's going to do some more damage to some of the things that are on the board. I think Hans is in a really good place.
Yeah, he's going to be able to go to 19 here.
Yep.
So it's going to be a weird spot for Kevin to come back from. Unless he like just top decks goat and finds a way to magically create 12/8.
The dream, goat. Oh,
what is this? Does that make him win the game?
That makes him win the game.
No.
This is a classic. So, that
There's no way.
Yes.
What?
And I have seen Hans hold that card until he gets to 7. It's uninkable. But what it does for Hans is when he plays it, he gets to pull a character back from his discard. And if it is a princess, which this man plays a lot of princesses, he loves a princess.
He told me he is a princess.
That's fair. That makes sense. So it's not the King Mufasa. It is Princess Mufasa.
Yes. Yes.
We've been saying it wrong. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Got it. We'll have to update his profile.
Mm-hmm.
It gives him 2 lore, and then he was able to quest out, which must feel so good playing into Goat and being like, you know what? I have an uninkable 7 double goat. Don't you
Y-
worry. I just gotta get there.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. It was pretty much his own like super goat, as we like to call it. He definitely, like to your point, has enough princesses to be able to use that effect.
And he's gonna be playing his Rapunzels. He's gonna be playing his Mulans. They're
Yep.
gonna be in his discard. So by the
Yep.
time he gets to 7ing, he should have something in there.
Absolutely. So yeah, mustard ketchup. We call it that because it's the red yellow list for Lorcana. And as stated previously, he is the ketchup mustard king of the
Princess.
Chicago. Oh, princess of the Chicagoland area. He has been playing ketchup mustard pretty much since Mufasa has been printed.
This is set 3?
I think so.
2 or 3?
When was Chicago DLC?
Set 3.
Set 3?
Yeah,
Okay,
because
yeah.
yep.
Because
yep.
that was the event that the DLC that he made day 2 at.
Yes.
So he's been pretty much playing that combination since then. So we see Hans mulliganing away 4, and Kevin shipping all 7. He did not like his hand.
He did not like his hand, which is, to me, wild because you got a lot of 1-drops in Amethyst Steel. You got a lot of 2-drops. I'm wondering if he just had like 4 Zeuses in hand,
Probably.
uninkable, and he was like, nope, and 2 Elsas.
Yeah, something. It was
Something
definitely
bad.
probably on the higher end, and a bunch of removal or uninkables. I don't think they're on too many uninkable counts, but yeah, if your entire hand is full of removal, not looking so good.
Yep. And just to correct myself, Mufasa was set 2.
Set 2. Okay.
Yep. And, with the rotation release, maybe it's that Hans is trying to assume that Mufasa's not going to be one of those cards that gets
That's true.
reprinted. So he's trying to kind of make that go slowly into letting go of his best friend, which is going to be really rough for him.
Yeah. I remember him telling me he's going to be on a no Mufasa list, and I think I saw a tear.
A tear roll down his face slowly.
A small little tear. But we all have to adapt when we lose our things, like our lions and our rats. I'm sorry, our mice. It is what it is.
And you're really processing the loss of Hiram really well. That's what I've heard from the community.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think you're really not bitter.
I'm trying to adapt. I've been trying like 15 different deck colors and stuff. I haven't found a home yet.
Become the enemy of the community by playing discard.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta
do what you gotta do.
Don't play Lucifer. You don't play Diablo.
I would never. No. That's just toxic.
That's really toxic. You would never do that. You are red blue to your heart. You would never betray it.
Never betray.
Never betray it.
I miss Sisu. Sisu solved everything. Both of these boards would never exist if Sisu. No, that's not true. They would still exist. They're very, very strong decks, though.
Yes. Do you mean Hiram?
I don't want to talk about it.
You said Sisu.
I did say Sisu. I meant Sisu too. I miss playing Hiram as well, but
I see.
I don't feel like I can play it anymore because of the fact it's all just a sadness.
It's okay. We'll get you through this.
I have a pillow at home that I cuddle.
I think you should really try mustard ketchup.
I've been looking at Hans's list, and it's been pretty spicy. As he likes to say, and it's changed a little bit since he's playing actions, but typically, do we see a Rapunzel coming in? Oh, we do.
We do. He sets it up every time. And, I mean, he didn't quest with that guest on, so there's really not a lot that you can do if you don't have one of your removal spells. So that's just a really hard place. But you can see how much power that gives him. Now he has that 3/3 Gothel that could trade into the rabbit and still be up. He's got his card draw. He has his Rapunzel. And Kevin's just trying to find answers. It's never good when you have to sing a friends when you are looking at that board and you maybe want to be taking stuff out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm wondering, in this spot with White Rose being a 3/3, would you have sung with White Rose or Merlin, the rabbit?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess to me,
I think in this spot it doesn't really matter
it doesn't
too
really
much.
matter unless
I think it's just a piglet that's going to be dying or getting banished.
Yeah. Oh, and he was able to find the strength. So it looks like he did sing with both. So I'm imagining what happened there is that he didn't maybe have a low enough cost character to do everything that he wanted to do. And so he did play down that white rose, or he's staying friends with the white rose,
Mhm.
found that Smee, which he was able to play, and then was able to take out that Gaston, which I think is very smart. He has another Rapunzel.
I could never, never.
Um, but at least you saw that this time he learned from his game last time. He said, last time I left that Gaston on the board
Yep,
and Hans was able to get so much more board pressure.
yep.
I'm not messing around this time. I'm going to not quest. I'm going to figure out what I need to do to make sure that my strength has enough to get the. Oh, oh,
Oh,
Judge!
that's crazy. I didn't even catch
I
it.
didn't
I
even
was
catch
looking.
it.
Oh man. Well,
Always
at
watch
least
your
he
ink,
kept it clean,
people.
so that
Yes.
was good. That was a good
Smart, smart.
thing by Hans. But yeah, to your point, Gaston is it's you don't think highly of it because you're just like, ah, it's just a 2/4. It just makes things cheaper. But it's just like effectively ramping in blue. You're being able to play like if that was not banished this last turn, he could have played a Surfer Stitch. He could have
Yep,
played the Wreck-It Ralph. He could have played anything that was 7.
yep,
So it could have been a huge shift towards Hans's favor.
yep. And I also, so going back to your question, because I've thought about it and I want to point out something that Kevin just did. I think actually singing with the White Roses is incredibly smart. And I didn't think about that. So kudos, Kevin. But in my Amethyst deal, I didn't play Zeus, so maybe that's part of the reason. We saw there
Oh.
he sang Friends with the Rose. He found the Zeus,
Mm.
had the rabbit up so he could still sing with the rabbit. And that's incredibly smart. For people who play songs, you really have to be careful about what you're singing with, particularly if you're not playing Amber, where you get that bonus, to make sure that if you're looking for a particular song, you're gonna have something on the board that can sing it for you. So I do think actually it was really smart to sing with the White Rose. Now
Yeah,
that we
now that you
go back
explain it,
about
that makes sense. Yeah, because if you're able to find that one song that can only be sung by Rabbit at that time because of it being the 4
it.
cost,
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. Do we know if Hans is playing B prep? Because he needs one.
He does need
He
one
needs one right now.
desperately.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
I
got a
don't.
full grip.
He does have a full grip. He is brawling a rabbit. I mean, that's smart because it can be bounced, but he has another rabbit on the board. I think he's just trying to get some of this stuff off the board. I don't think he plays Be Prepared, to be
Okay.
honest, but I haven't seen it in his hand. I didn't see it when he was playing. I know he plays Shisu, but the issue with this board that you're seeing here is the big Shisu only going to take rabbit off the board,
Yep.
which I think is part of what Amethyst Steel is pretty smart about in what it selects. Calhoun has 3, White Rose has 3, Smee has 3. It has a lot of these characters that are not going to be taken out so easily by some of Red's removal.
Yep. And it looks like Kevin has Snake, White Rose, and
Oh,
Goat.
that's a nasty hand.
Yep. So,
When you
and I
also
think he
have
has enough
board.
ink to play Goat and Snake here, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's a question here. He could play. He is ahead. Hans doesn't have the best board, so I think the question is: do I play on the goat or do I play on the rabbit? And
He's doing
I
Rabbit.
would play on
Yeah.
the rabbit for the draw
Yep.
because I know that if I can keep the board pressure, if I can find my songs to remove this Gaston potentially, that's gonna be better for me in the long run, and I'm not behind.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I think drawing cards, especially, I think if you're closer to maybe your 20 lore, maybe the goat would be the preferred option. But it's still anybody's game. Like even with is
He
that B
has
prep?
it.
He has
He
a B
has
prep.
it. I see it.
He's questing first, right? Oh
Yeah.
yeah! Look at all! Look at that! Ah! He
And
did the B prep. I don't think
I
Kevin was
can't
ready for
believe
that.
I doubted Hans. I'm
Oh
sorry,
no! Oh
Hans.
no! Oh no! Kevin, did he get the lore from
He
the
did.
goat?
He
Okay.
was at
Okay.
12 and
Okay.
he
Cool.
went up. Yep.
Just making sure.
And that's also why it is very smart when you're playing into red to potentially keep that rabbit. Because if everything goes off the board, you want to be able to draw cards.
Yep.
And
Makes sense.
so, and he's got another snake in hand, which is great. He's going to keep refilling his hand, which Hans is just going to have a hard time dealing with unless he has another Be Prepared.
He has a Tremaine.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Pretty good to get the draw card. Might as well.
Interesting. I think maybe he's thinking. I'm not sure what he's thinking. He will bounce then. Maybe he has another goat in hand.
Well, the thing is, Kevin again is approaching the finish line here, so being able to, quest, bounce the white rose is kind of like a goat, not as powerful, and he just has two friends, so he can sing the friends if he wants to.
Yep.
Oh, he's got a
Oh,
goat
he's
as
got a
well.
goat. That's nasty.
Yep.
So he can. I mean, I think it. I don't even know if I care about this friends that much, to be honest. I mean, I know that I can quest. All right, fair. I know I can quest to 16, bounce the goat, go to
Well,
17.
now he drew a Pete, so Pete might be the
Oh,
play here, because now that just says,
no be prepared.
yeah. So now he can quest for 2 next turn, go to 17, play the snake, bounce the goat, go to 18,
Sure.
replay the goat, and then you're pretty much at that spot of you have to win or I win.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I
And he
think that was
really
very
is
heads up by Kevin.
finding what he needs with these plays here. I think also potentially he does have that Zeus in hand, which is good because if the Merlin stays on the board, he can sing that Zeus as well potentially and then bounce it, which could be take something out for him as well.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense to be able to challenge there to stop some of the questing and stop the bleeding, but
Yep.
unfortunately, I think with us knowing that Kevin has the snake,
And an Elsa, which is tough as well because you can actually
yeah,
take out. You could sing, that's 5, and then take out this Stitch if you wanted to. Or just quest for win, honestly.
yeah, this just puts him in
18.
what we call the goat
The
lethal
goat
range.
conundrum.
Yep. And with him being at 19, even if Hans drew a B prep, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So
Yep.
he has to win this turn, which unfortunately, in those colors, you're not going to be able to do that. So I'm pretty sure Kevin's going to take this game. Didn't look bad for Hans. It was just, Kevin just was able to always go wide, even with Hans removing stuff. That's one of the perks of, Amethyst Steel. Most of the characters are pretty cheap on the lower side, whereas, red yellow is going to be a little bit more costly.
Yeah.
So.
And Kevin was also on the play.
Yep.
And so that Be Prepared just kind of came in a turn too late.
Yep.
Where Kevin had already really quested with those characters already, sung a lot, got a lot of value off what was on the board, and Hans was just not able to get them off in time.
Yeah, so weirdly enough, if you go back into the earlier part of this game with Kevin taking out the Gaston, prevented Hans from playing something for 7. That 7 coster could have sang the B prep.
That's true.
And could have completely turned this game
That is really true.
Around. So, what a pal. Hans letting Kevin draw an extra card before he quests out.
Oh,
I wouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't have done any. Is going to play a Rapunzel?
I would have played the brawl on. Oh, I can't even target my.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
But he gets to draw a card too. Let's go.
He said, "I'm not giving up yet." I thought he was gonna play that Rapunzel.
Maybe Kevin won't quest.
Hey, you never know.
Oh! Don't do it, Kevin. Don't choose the goat.
Don't choose the goat.
No.
Good guy Hans, letting you win on his turn.
What a pal.
What a buddy, what a pal.
Oh man, that was a good game though. That was a good game.
Great games.
So we might have a backup match here. I'm not sure. It looks like we do, and I do believe we have Aaron versus the legend himself.
The legend. And the legend, back on Blurple, and I believe, yep, Aaron is on Ruby Amethyst. How do you feel about, out of all the decks, we got Hans?
Yep.
Classic. Red, yellow.
Yep.
Never changes.
Yep.
Every other deck.
Yep.
Amethyst. How does that make you feel today?
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah?
Whatever.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's good? It's good for you?
It's fine. I love drawing cards. It's great. That's what purple does. So I mean, it's fine.
Now, how many?
Oh, look at that! It's a purple card that draws a card.
How
That's
many
crazy.
people in the chat are playing Amethyst decks at Set Champs. Let Ray know, because it's going to make him so happy to know how many people are playing Amethyst at their Set Champs this
Yep, I'm
weekend.
creating a video. It's called Hiram Was the Problem. And it's going to be all the red or all the purple decks, Amethyst decks I see at all the Set Champs when I walk around. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That there's purple X, purple steel.
Should we have this fight on stream? Crab doesn't draw. Merlin doesn't draw.
True. Wait. Merlin does draw.
Sorry.
The rabbit.
Goat doesn't draw.
I see.
Yeah.
So there's at least one version of Merlin that draws. One of three that sees play at least.
You know who else? Merlin Turtle doesn't draw.
That's true.
He searches.
That's true. But Merlin is one of those adaptive characters that, he fits all modes. The challenging, the lore gain, kind of pretty much what I guess purple kind of does. Does purple do lore gain? Not really. Does it?
Does it? Doesn't everyone do lore gain? Isn't that the name of the game?
Yeah, it is the name. Oh, I guess purple is because they have like the white rose. They have Honey Marin.
Honey Marin.
Yeah, so
Spellbook, bring it back.
Yeah, Spellbook. So yeah, I mean, purple does have like
character play.
Merlin does it all.
Hey, what a guy.
What a pal.
What a pal.
What a pal. Hey, look at that. What's that? Oh, it's a purple card that draws cards. That's crazy.
Hey, that's Pot of Greed 2.0.
True.
Don't
honestly,
ever disrespect it.
Honestly, let's talk about this too. Just the simple fact that Friends, since set 1, has been the best card draw in all of Lorcana for the most part. Just for the fact
Purple,
that it
baby.
sings. It's great.
Purple, baby.
I think Friends is fine.
It is funny. My partner does not play Lorcana.
Okay.
Not a Lorcana guy. He used to play Magic a little bit. Used to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. Hey, look at that. Draws card.
Draws card.
Yep.
Watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Loved it. When we first were opening Lorcana packs, he went, wow, this is crazy. They really made a better Pot of Greed. A banned card for drawing too many cards in another TCG. They went, hold my drink. I got you.
Yeah. I think in Yu-Gi-Oh! Though, like, that type of card is just free, though, right?
I don't remember, but
yeah,
you
I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Personally. I had a buddy try to teach it to me. I came from Magic, and I'm just like, yeah, words, Dragon Balls on the top right corner. They're not. They're like stars. I don't know. It was
I don't know what's happening.
It was a bunch of stuff. But
anyone in chat play Yu-Gi-Oh? I know a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh people came to Lorcana. Do you play your spells for free? Is Pot of Greed free? It's free.
You see that?
Whoa, that's crazy.
That's kind of like Friends, though. Like you get to sing it, and it's free.
It's free.
Your drawback is you have an exerted character, which you're like, I don't care. I just drew two cards. It was great.
Especially when your rabbit sings, you're like, man, my rabbit.
Oh my god, I just thought of something.
Yes.
You know what else used to draw 2 cards? Hiram.
I don't know who that is.
Nobody does anymore.
I've never met him.
We'll get over it. All right, so let's get back to this game. All right, so we just saw the legend clear this board, bounce the genie, drew some cards. Cheating, drawing lore somehow. I don't know. We went back down to 1 lore. Maybe he thought it was a goat.
It is interesting here because Blurple kind of, it doesn't really, goodbye. It doesn't
What just happened? B prep?
B prep.
Nice.
I can't see, I guess Aaron only has 1 card in hand. I'm not sure I would play the B prep there. I would maybe try to get a little bit more value off of it.
Yeah, he wasn't really in a dangerous spot. Like they're only at 2 and 3 lore. So I am curious why that was done. And the legend just like, all right, cool. You B prep me.
I'll draw cards.
I'll just refill my hand so then I can play a little bit more bodies next turn.
Particularly when we can see here that Aaron has no cards, which is crazy for an Amethyst.
Yeah.
Particularly not playing. Oh my god, the legend has so many cards.
Just a few.
Just a few. Yeah, I think, I don't know if I guess it can, I think what the thought there is, but I do think this is sometimes a trap, and I'm following the lesson of Ivan, our classic Ruby Amethyst player here, which he was giving me some advice, and he basically said, even if it's a good trade, even if you have nothing on the board, don't play your B prep until you have to.
Correct.
Because that is your emergency button. That is going to be the thing that gets you out of so many different situations. So make sure that you hold it because you might not find another one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, especially with Aaron right now, pretty much in top deck mode. I mean, playing the library here is fine.
Yeah.
but at the same time, the B prep I do believe was a little premature. But I think I mean sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
True.
Um,
Especially if I have um library in hand. I mean, I know there was a fox down, I know there was a genie down, but you could play that library. It might take some hits depending on what the legend has in his hand. Um, I mean, I'm trying to think what Blurple has for rush apart from that Elsa and the fox,
yeah, so
maybe crab. I mean,
yeah,
it could go down, but a library into a B prep is like a really good place to start just gaining lore.
yeah, it depends on the version that the legend is on. So I know myself, as well as a couple people in the Chicagoland area, like for instance Josh from BSG, he's on the 3 drop Peter Pan, which that allows you to give all of your evasives rush. So it
True.
turns your genies, your Iagos into rush. So that can come up pretty good. And here we go with the legend being like, okay, we're gonna get rid of your
I
location.
hate
What?
a manor. It's
Why?
so I hate to play into a manor. I'm so
Oh, you
sorry.
just don't like blue cards.
Maybe, maybe that's my problem.
Oh man,
It is tough when you see a manor. I mean, in
it
Ruby
is.
Amethyst, it's just gonna take a lot of your cards to get rid of the manor.
That is true.
Particularly in Ruby Amethyst, like you have to have like even a crab into a fox is not really gonna do it. Like it's
You need a
gonna
crab already on board, I think, right? Yeah, because you can
yeah.
crab swing and then bounce it with fox,
Yes.
and then you're good usually.
Yes. But even like this Merlin is gonna
Ooh,
take
he's got
three
another one he could
turns.
take. Oh,
Oh, I mean, why wouldn't
yes.
you? Why wouldn't
Yes.
you? You
Rain of blue
know,
cards. Yes.
I mean, you know that it's just gonna give you. Oh, but then he can't. I see.
Yes.
I see. Yep. Take out that. Yep. Take it out. Make it even harder to get rid of this manor, and then next turn, plop down another one. Nothing is worse in my soul than getting rid of a manor after so much work.
Ooh.
Nice, we got the crab there.
Nice.
And then seeing another manor, this is gonna break his heart. I can only imagine that this is gonna break his heart right now.
Yep. Now the legend has to make a decision here. I don't think playing the manor here would be the best decision for the simple fact that um he needs to remove his board. Um
Does he? I mean, Aaron
that's
has
already
no
6 damage. If
cards
he
in
draws a crab
hand.
or a fox, that could be problematic.
True. I guess to me, I'm like, I mean, now we're in the Hades circle, right? Like, once you have this much ink as Blurple, you're just gonna cycle people through your Hades, which is gonna be really nasty, particularly when you don't have a hand.
Hmm. Would you have hard casted or sang
I would have sang.
the crab, right?
We're so close, and I know I need to get some stuff down on the board. I don't think that one ink is gonna, or that one lore, excuse me, is necessarily gonna. I don't even think I would quest with this crab, maybe, because I know I can't take out this Hades, but this
Yeah.
Hades can take out me, and I know I'm gonna need that crab to do work on a manor, a Hades, a genie, all of these things are coming my way, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that they're on a time clock, we are in our round or turns. So the legend is turn 1 here. So looks like he played the Let It Go. So because they're on turns, you probably wouldn't normally play the Let It Go there. But now he needs to race to win,
Yep.
right?
And he does have the manor and he does have Hades. This looks tough for Aaron.
Yep.
Because what? Legend's gonna go to 11. I mean, it might be close. I think right now you're just playing. Aaron just has to play Gold Cube and try to get the draw. Because there's not. He's not gonna make it.
Yeah, I think the legend just has to push the pedal to the metal and just try to outrace with lore.
Yep.
He drew a genie, which definitely helps.
I would just put
Looks like
down
he
as
has another Hades as well.
yeah. I don't even know if I'm playing that Hades. I'm trying to play as much. I guess he is.
Yeah, I mean that's still quest for 2, and he can still play the genie, so that's pretty huge.
Oh, he can. He does have enough ink.
Yeah.
He could even maybe play a sail if he wanted to.
Unfortunately, I still don't think that's enough. So that puts him on 11. He has 8 on board. He needs a goat here.
Yeah. He does have a lot of draw, I thought I saw. Yeah, I think there I might play the sale first and then ink whatever I have because I know I'm really not going to need it and
True.
just try to see how many cards that I can see if I can get a goat, oh, that sucks.
That's pretty good.
That's a great goalkeeping move right there.
Yeah.
Because again, Aaron's just like, that's why I don't even know if I'm letting go the. I guess if a crab, you're worried about it. I
he
see the
drew
mask.
the goat. No.
Oh. But it's not enough at this point.
Yeah, if he didn't have the big Sisu, it would have been enough because that would have put him to a 19, and then he would have had the goat.
Dang.
So
he doesn't have anything else?
He has no bounce effects, unfortunately.
Dang. That's why I almost wouldn't mess around with the fox. Just try to put that Elsa down, put some other stuff down, try to just race. I'm like, you can't take out. I mean, maybe you take out my manor, but then I drop 2 more
I think
things.
that was the only thing. I mean, did he have the 2 crabs and the Elsa? Maybe he could have
Yeah.
done all that. So that's 3 lore as opposed to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough though, because you're like, my manor's gonna stick around. It's got that 2, but you know Aaron's goalkeeping. It's a hard choice. And the legend, he's the legend. He knows the math.
That
He
is his
knows
name.
more
Yep.
than us. So
Yep.
not judging. He's
Yeah.
got a lot of reps under his belt. But
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
last game. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, we have some interesting decks here today. As you see, it's not just all red blue like it used to be or blue steel. We
Wow,
have
the meta has
whatever.
improved. That's crazy.
But I do see a lot of purple. But I digress. So yeah, we
But
have a lot of interesting games ahead of us.
purple, but multiple types of decks. Isn't that crazy how it's not just one deck? You ever see that? Or 2 decks? It's like 12 different types of decks. And then in the like same decks, they're all different. Do you see that? Like how they all have dynamics to them? That's crazy.
I come from Magic. I've seen it a few times. Just a little bit of diversity.
Wow.
It was needed. It was needed. It's a necessary evil.
Someone clip it. Someone who's in chat.
Balti and I understand.
it.
We are aware of the sadness we must endure during these times. So, RIP and whatever. So, yeah, we're going to be taking a quick break here, going into round 2.
Yes.
So.
Thank you guys so much.
welcome back, Illumineers.
We are back. I'm way too close to
Oh, le gasp.
I gotta have my space.
Got a little bubble here.
Yes.
So yeah, welcome back to Nerd Rage Gaming here, Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Tuesdays, we do our locals at 6:30 p.m.
Come play with us. We're great. We're wonderful.
Absolutely, and we have our set champs this Saturday, 11 a.m. here at the Nerd Rage Gaming in Buffalo Grove. So come on out. You'll see a lot of familiar faces on the stream here.
I'll be playing.
Ooh,
You'll be judging? Playing?
I'm gonna be playing.
Playing!
Let's go. We're here to play. We got a judge from another store coming in.
Incredible.
So
Usually
that's-
Ray Ray's our in-house judge,
So we got lucky there. I get to play. I'm excited.
Are you coming here or are you going to ditch us?
I'm coming here.
Really?
I'm coming here 100%.
Look me in the eye.
I'm coming here.
Okay.
We're ready to rock and roll. I'm here to win the mat.
And that's an 11 a.m. start time. I need to know this, not an 11 show up at the store 5 minutes late time, right?
No, it's 11 a.m. start time.
Okay.
Doors open, I believe, at 10 a.m.
Great.
10 a.m. start. Yep, got
Good
confirmation.
to know. Good to know. Because have I showed up at 11:05? Definitely.
Yeah. That's funny. All right, so yeah, we got wait, what is that over there on the left? Is that a boo boo la la boo boo?
Yes, our mascot there, the Labubu's. We talk about it every stream. I would say go out and get one for yourself. You cannot. I cannot. Ed cannot. No one can. They're sold out everywhere.
Yep.
But if you do see one, feel free to bring them at Nerd Rage Gaming. We will buy them for way too much money.
Yep. Wait, what is that? We have another Blurple Sapphire Amethyst versus Sapphire Emerald?
Yeah, what's going on here?
I think I see a Mufasa in Ray's hand. That's pretty spicy.
That is unexpected. So can you lay out what the Mufasa does for chat?
Yeah, so Mufasa's an 8-drop, 5/8, quest for 3. When it is played, it returns 2 random cards from your inkwell to your hand. But when it quests, you get to restand or ready all of your ink.
All your ink.
So you can pretty much play a bunch of things, then quest with Mufasa, ready all your ink, and play a bunch of things
Play
again.
against the things again. It is uninkable 8, which is not as much a problem for blue, because you got a Tipo. If you don't want it, you can ink it. If you have a fishbone, you can ink it. So you do have to get there.
Yeah.
But it's pretty hard to get off the board. It quests for a lot. It can do work. Ray Ray said, I don't know what's happening over here.
Raymond's like purple players, man. They're just taking forever with their turns.
I was about to say how he played a sail. I went,
yes.
2 ink.
Yep.
Excuse me?
Yep, we're good. So
And
we have a how far I'll go.
Yep. Which, unfortunate to sing with the muses when there's nothing on board.
Yep.
You would love to catch a genie. You would love to catch an Elsa. You would love to catch anything. But Ed said, you know what? Actually, I'm just going to ink and not deal with your muses. So, see you later.
Oh my gosh,
Oh my
Ray
god, it's
is
just
ramping.
the ramp.
I think we're gonna see a Mufasa next turn. Oh, I know what Raymond's on. I know what he's on.
Is this the discard everything?
This is not the discard everything. So this is the deck
The
that's
Dewey
been kind of
special?
making its way on the interwebs, where the main goal of it,
Oh, what is this card?
Medal of Heroes. So Medal of Heroes is an item you can pay 1, cost 2. You pay 1, and it gives one of your characters +2 lore.
Oh, okay.
So the purpose of this deck is effectively to play a Mufasa or a High Quester. You're going to then pop the Medal of Heroes. You're going to quest with the Mufasa. Then you're going to play the action You Came Back, which is the one that restands that character,
Oh.
but it doesn't have the restriction of not being able to quest.
Yes, I see. So you're going to then ready that ink again
Correct.
because you're questing again.
Correct. So he can make his Mufasa, then quest for 5. You
It's
came
cute.
back, then quest for
It's
another
cute.
5.
I like it.
So if he has a full grip, so that's the struggle right now, right? Is Raymond does not have, he only has 2 cards, one of which is Mufasa.
Right.
Mufasa is going to put back 2 cards from his inkwell into his hand. But typically, I think in this deck, you would play like a Clarabelle or some other way of drawing cards. I think I saw You're Welcome.
I did
So-
see You're Welcome.
Yeah, like you can have Muse sing You're Welcome on a popsicle, draw some cards.
Sure.
So there's a lot of things you can do. Oh, another Mufasa?
Another
That's
Mufasa.
disgusting.
There's also an Yzma in there.
Is that an Yzma or is that the You Came Back? I think that's the You Came
Is
Back.
that the You Came Back? I'm sorry. I have bad eyesight.
You're good.
I do respect what Ed did here. Well, never mind. I was gonna say on the last turn he did play that Gaston, which puts some lower pressure on the board, and also is not touchable by the muses, which is very nice, and can also take out the muses
Yep.
if they were to sing again, which nothing else is really singing. So maybe that's part of why he did play this genie. He said you can sing again, but I'm gonna take out your muses then.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see here that Raymond has two Mufasas on his hand, which is really not something you want to see.
No.
And I think earlier he actually inked a how or another
You're
Mufasa
welcome.
off of how far ago. Oh, he drew another
Oh,
uninkable. But hey, we
oh.
will say thanks for drawing cards, bud.
Yep.
Get rid of thine hand.
That is a nasty card.
Oh, he got rid of two Hades too. That's so good.
Oh,
Oh, I
that.
love it.
I mean, he got rid of two Hades, and I can see what he's trying to do here, but he still has but all uninkables in his hand, and you have 5 questers on the board, and you have no songs. I mean,
Standard higher.
oh, and
Oh,
it's
I
a
thought he tapped 4. I was excited. I thought it was a Hiram.
manor. Oh, you'll be okay, buddy. I don't know. I'm just not maybe that worried yet.
He drew
I
the
mean,
Inkable, so now we have the Mufasa coming in. So this is going to be
so
where.
next round is when it's gonna start getting spicy.
Yes. Unfortunately, in Lorcana, you can't do what you can do in Magic, which I think is fine. It's kind of busted in that way. But the moment you can't what we would call in Magic like float ink,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't like exert 6 ink and then have it be readied and then play another 6. So now you have 12 like
Sure.
at your disposal.
Sure.
So that's a good thing. That's different. But that's still. Oh, it quests for 4. That's right.
4 is crazy.
So that
So to
Mufasa
be
can gain 12 lore next turn.
12 lore.
That's pretty disgusting.
It's pretty good, but still, I don't know. Ed is questing for getting 7 a turn.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely it's gonna be a race, so it's gonna be up to Raymond to figure out what he really wants to do. He needs a song here.
Yes, he definitely needs a song. Did Ed pass? Ed is questing, I'm assuming. He's just itching his eye. Okay, I thought he passed for a minute. I was like,
No.
oh my god.
Yeah,
You gotta outrace this.
and I can't. So I see it, Ursula. I can't see what else was in Raymond's hand. I know he has obviously another Mufasa and a You Came Back.
Oh.
Okay, that makes sense.
Does it make sense?
I mean, probably not, because I think the genie, you're leaving the genie at the expose or to be able to get inked or bounce back by the muse.
Yeah.
So he's leaving himself kind of vulnerable in that sense. But maybe he's just valuing the fact that oh, I thought that was another medal, because that could have been disgusting.
That could have been really bad.
He has another You Came Back though.
That could be great.
Wait, hold on. Does
Can
he
he
have?
win?
He does not. Okay, he doesn't have enough ink to do all of it, because Medal of Heroes does take 1 to activate.
Yeah, and
he could win next turn.
He could win next turn. That's why. I mean, maybe Ed does not know what this is. This is a pretty unique deck. I think it's a newer deck in the sort of meta. I'm confused.
Yeah, I wouldn't have popped the Medal of Heroes there per se. Oh wait, no, it's fine. He's gonna ready all of his ink. I think he does win this turn.
Oh, he is gonna ready all of his ink. That's right. We're fools. We're the fools.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Oh my god, he's gonna pay 3. He's gonna ready it. He's gonna quest for 6. He's gonna quest for 18 this turn.
Yes.
But he needs to make sure that he uses all of his ink properly here. So what else does he have in hand?
He's gonna quest again.
So it doesn't look like he has something
211.
else in hand.
No, 211, right?
To 12.
Oh, it's
plus
plus 2.
6.
It's plus
yeah.
2. Yep. Okay. And he needs to tap his ink. Make sure he knows that he used those 3.
Yep.
He used those 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh.
Well, it quested, so it readied.
You're
again.
right.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, you're right. You're right.
So now we quest there, and now he has to figure out how to solve his entire
Does
board.
he have a be prepared?
So let's see. So he gains 2,
This
goes
is
to 14.
again why potentially
3.
I know that Ed probably didn't know what he was playing into, but if you
Yeah.
had left that Gaston on the board, I mean, it could have been taken out by the Mufasa, but you're then sacrificing a lot of lore gain. But then you're a goat away from winning, and so I feel like that's a much better place. I don't even know what you're looking for here. Uh,
So he's at 14, 2, 3. That gets you to 17.
I don't think
He
there's.
has nothing unless he's running Let It Go, but he doesn't have enough ink for that. So
And he still has to get rid of the Ursula,
yeah.
which he would have to let it go, the Ursula. Yeah, so it's, again,
Oh, Crab would have helped him,
Crab would have helped him.
but not finished the game. He still would have lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately.
He needed a crab and a let it go. Again, I don't know that I would have left my Gaston on the board. Again, you don't know what this deck is gonna do, so I totally get why he would bounce it traditionally to try to find more card draw. But I think if you see that Mufasa and that metal, you have to think something weird's going on here. They're gonna be potentially questing for a lot.
Yeah.
I need to outrace them, and as soon as I take my uninkable 6-drop off,
Yeah.
that does 3 lore, I'm just not going to be able to necessarily catch up. Had he left it on the board and Ray did the same thing, he was a goat away from winning.
Correct. Yeah, and I mean, to your point, like, Genie could have been bounced by the Muse. The Gaston cannot, so he had to challenge into it to remove it.
Yes.
Which, as we saw, was probably not going to be the line Raymond took. He was just going to go for the W.
Yep.
So then Ed had to win that turn, and Gaston will allow you to do that better than the Goat would, or the Genie would.
Yes. Now here's the thing: you're Ed. You've maybe never played against this deck before. Not super popular. What are you maybe doing differently now that you saw that line and you're on blue purple, which again is going to be something that is not like a super aggro deck, but what are you doing?
You're hoping your opponent doesn't have Ben to my will. I mean, honestly, if Raymond didn't have that, Ed was fine. He had double Hades in hand. That Mufasa would never have done what it did.
That is true.
But unfortunately, Raymond's Ben to my will got 2 of those Hades.
That is true. That's true.
Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much you can do with those particular colors, like Blurple or Sapphire Amethyst doesn't really have any type of hand disruption. The character, like Muse, just didn't have any type of effect that you can handle. Like, it's got wards, so you can't get rid of that. So it's a singer. I mean, the moment it's saying, I think you probably get rid of the Muse so that you have one less singer. But again, it was just the bent to my will that kind of really hurt Ed that game 1.
I do think Manners might be really good for Ed because it's gonna take
which he has.
I
think he has 2.
I think that's a really smart mulligan because you kind of know the trick now, but you know that maybe you can get those down turn 4, turn 5, or turn 3, turn 4, right? And then you're questing for 4. Again, you kind of maybe have to try to aggro it and focus less on card draw because you know there's that bend to that will, and just try to get things down that are going to stick.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would be thinking. I'm definitely inking. I think inking your evasives is smart. You know that doesn't really seem to be a big deal with this deck. And maybe keeping some crabs, keeping some foxes, and getting some harder to kill things down that are going to do a lot of luring for me.
Yep, absolutely. Unfortunately, chat, we do not have deck lists at the moment. I know that is a feature we're working on getting implemented here, so that way, we can go over some deck lists that our players are playing throughout the event. But we are not quite there yet. But we are about to see Ed, I believe, drop some real estate.
I do think he's going to drop some real estate. And the Wandering Monster is shouting out Raymond, supporting this new kind of new deck.
Hotness.
You said it's not new. You play a lot online, but it's new to locals.
Yes, it's new to locals. I haven't seen this deck in action, but yeah, to your point, like I'll be on the socials here and there. You'll see a couple of YouTube videos of like, oh, look at this, I did really well at a set champ with this, and I do remember seeing this type of list. And I know when you came back originally was released or revealed, they were already talking about this type of combo with Mufasa and like what you can do with it. But I don't think people saw the Medal of Heroes as a way of like effectively doing what Raymond did was OTK.
Yeah.
Like, he just one turn
went
to 8
crazy.
from 0 to 18.
Yeah.
And then Questa would Muse for 19. So like he could potentially do this same game with him having Tipo and Muse already on the board. He weirdly
Well,
enough,
there's the real estate.
yeah, I mean, that's how you got to win this matchup, I think.
Yep.
Obviously, the only way Raymond can really do with these, we did see You're Welcome in the deck. So that's one option. The other option would be Cricky,
Yep.
to have your characters challenge into it. But
It's still gonna be tough, I think.
yeah,
Um,
and Cusco, I guess. Cusco, or
I
Hideaways.
did see he had one Cusco for
Yeah.
sure in his hand, I thought earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say I do to Wandering Monsters point. I think Raymond at locals is really great because he definitely
Play something different.
browses. Yeah, he definitely browses online or cooks up himself some like new things, and so whatever kind of new hot.
Oh, that's a how far, though.
weird-
I'll be right back.
Oh, yep,
No.
judge call.
Yep. 1 second.
1 second. 1 second. Oh, he inked a Tipo? What's happening? And then you put Tipo in your ink? Did I miss? Did Ed let it go? Because he also put the Tipo in his ink, which I don't understand how the Tipo got put into his ink.
Yeah, so what happened was he bounced the Tipo with the Muse.
Oh, thank you.
Yep,
Okay.
from the How Far I'll Go
There we
effect. So it bounced, and then he used that
He
as the ink
manually
for
put
turn.
it in his. I thought he just whooped, and I was like, "Excuse me."
Nope, we are good.
But yeah, I was just saying he does bring. He brought Chernobyls one time. He brought this. So I think it's really helpful for him to kind of learn different decks, see how they play. Which even if it's not what he ends up playing at set champs or at wherever, he kind of knows how they work and what he might see. And then locals gets to play against it because I definitely don't think that this is what Ed expected to play into.
I
you
don't
can see
think
it on how focused he is.
I didn't even know he was on this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and to your point, like that's really something that a lot of players don't think about is like, sure, you have your tried and true, right? Like, you know, you're used to playing one particular deck color, but when you play other decks, it really allows you to see the lines that you can play, as well as if your opponent will play that deck. So you're like, okay, I already know how you win this game.
Yep.
You do X, Y, Z.
Yep.
I know how to quote unquote counter it or play against it. So, you know, playing different decks definitely helps in that way. Oh,
I think I'm taking that. I think I'm taking that bend to my will.
I don't know. Those manners are kind of a problem. Did he?
That's
He has
true.
You're Welcome.
He also has 2 You're Welcomes, and then he has another Mufasa. He's 2 Mufasas in hand.
He took the medal. I know he has the Mufasa.
I know he has the Mufasa, but I think that's like a little too maybe slow with these manners. But what do I know? I haven't played this deck.
So I think the thing is,
we do see the Hades, which I'm definitely worried about if I'm playing into Blurple. If I'm Ed, I don't know. I think I'm holding that Hades until I see the Mufasa. I'm not really worried.
You come back. Yeah.
About anything else.
Yep.
He does have the 2, and he has more lore than he did last time. So I gotta hold that Hades until I see the Mufasa because I'm not messing around.
Yeah, and Ed acknowledges that, I'm pretty sure, and he's going to be going to 17 care. So the only threat that Raymond does have in the deck is really the Mufasa, right?
Yep.
So holding the Hades until he sees that card, because right now Raymond has the OTK.
Yep.
I already see it. He has a Mufasa. He has 2 You Came Back. Definitely the Medal of Heroes on board, and that's how he won the first game.
Yep.
So as long as Ed has the removal for the Mufasa that gets played, he's good.
Yeah. The issue with these decks, though, and we'll see what. Don't do it, Ed. Please don't do it. Don't play it.
He's not.
No, Ed.
He's got another one. He's got to have another one.
He's had. I didn't see one in his hand.
There's no way he's doing
Sorry,
that
Chad,
against
if I
Atala.
got too loud. I'm really upset by that play.
There's no way. No.
Ed, no, don't let him TPK you.
There's no way.
Oh, OTK? I said TPK. That's a D&D term.
Oh, well, to be fair, yeah, I mean,
Wait.
Yeah, no. I mean, it didn't really matter.
Why did he scoop?
He's at 13.
Oh, he's at 13.
Yeah, so the 2 manners would have gave him 4-17, and he had enough lore to get there. So he wasn't able to get that to Mufasa. So as we saw,
I was upset about nothing.
playing the 2 manners definitely.
And that was scary.
The Labubu just proved that it's the double manner that gets you there
Okay, so I
against his deck.
may have been
Oh.
wrong about freaking out about the Hades, but we were right about real estate. Real estate
Yes,
really matters.
yes, absolutely. So now, and I think Ed was on the play game one. And these are both ramp decks,
Yep.
right? So Raymond's job, and I think Raymond does it better than Ed, is to ramp to 8
As fast as
as
possible.
fast as possible.
Yep.
For the simple fact that I saw Raymond's on Tipo, sales, how far I'll go. Whereas Ed will be only on Tipo and how far, or Tipo and sale. So Raymond definitely has ways to get to higher ink faster than Ed.
Yep.
So it just kind of depends on who gets to ramp more.
Yep. That does make a lot of sense. And I think also it just depends. Ed saw those manners do so much work, but he had 2 manners at the start.
He did.
And so if you don't get your 2 manners, it's gonna be a tough, because I don't know what other aggro-s cards he has, really. He's got genies, but we know that
I think he on Popsicle, or was he on more 1-drops?
I think he was on Popsicle. I thought I saw Popsicle. I haven't seen any.
Right?
I haven't seen any 1-drops on Ed's side, to be honest.
Yeah, so I mean that's the only other thing you have to consider. There's multiple Blurpro versions out there, so you have the ones that are on Bell and Popsicle, which is very powerful. Getting a Bell on turn 1.
That's true. That
very powerful.
I played it. I played against the Blurple deck this weekend, both times. I think every game actually.
They had Bell Popsicle turn 1.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Did they have friends as well?
God, I don't remember. I blacked out after that.
That's a very
blacked
powerful
out in
turn
rage.
I
couldn't handle myself.
Fair enough. Yeah, and then there's the more location heavy version, which also run like the libraries and more 1-drops.
Yep.
Kind of get like what Red Purple does with their 1-drops in the library. So there are 2 different versions. Both arguably can be spoken about being solid.
And it does look like Ray is on the play. Just a side note.
Yes, it is. Oh, there's the Popsicle. Does
Bell?
he have the Bell? He's not that good.
No, he's
He
got
has
a
3
lot of
popsicles.
It does. I'm not sure what Ray plays. A Popsicle. This is not like a great hand. He's got a Tipo. He's got a bunch. He does have his Mufasa. He has some You're Welcomes, and he has a lot of what is the 4-drop song?
How Far I'll Go.
How Far I'll Go. Thank you. And Ed over here has Popsicles and ramp.
Yeah. Which is fine. I think with you having 2 Popsicles, though, I don't think you're. I don't think in this matchup you really care about card draw. I think Ed needs to keep all of his threats available. So like even though Iago doesn't quest for a lot,
he's
having the body over the Popsicles I think is gonna be something you want to do here, because right now, although it's just a Tipo, Raymond's gonna be winning. He's gonna be leading the race.
That's true. That's true. And you know that every little piece of lore that Raymond gets here is going to make it so much easier for him to do the 1-turn win.
Did Adam just call it the Toxical?
I'm going to try to with Adam.
The Toxical Popsicle?
Maybe he's talking about the Bell into... The Popsicle into Bell.
I think people just have nightmares about Popsicle.
I can't imagine why.
I don't know. They got rid of the mouse, so...
Now, here's the real question. I see a chat up here. Me versus you. Who wins?
We have a chat up here. Me versus you. Who wins?
I want to see the elite Ray versus Not a Clue matchup.
Oh, it depends. Are you on the play game 1 or am I on the play?
The real question is, are you playing bad red blue? Or are you playing discard and you tilt me out of this world?
Man. I mean, I'll be honest. I think you probably take it. You've been doing pretty well lately. I'm kind of scared.
Someone clip it. Someone clip it.
Scared.
I gotta save this. He never says anything nice about me.
What? That's not. Oh, that's not true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you did better than me at the last set
That's
champs
true.
we both went to.
That
you,
is true.
you made top 8.
Top 8.
I didn't, and so
I got 6th place.
you got them skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
So
get
you got me running for
absolutely
my money.
wrecked by Blurple. So this
Mm.
is a little toxical popsicle for me, to be honest. Adam, you're right.
Not the
Um,
toxical popsicle.
Ray is disregarding the time that we did play at Portillo's, and he beat me on Red Blue, I think, 6 times.
I would never.
It was horrible with Kita
I would never.
and Raya.
Raya, yep.
Raya, something dumb and crazy. It was truly upsetting.
It was fun. I enjoyed it very
Bring
much.
it back.
Absolutely. Uh-oh. We're at Mufasa range, and he just discarded a Mufasa, which tells me he has another one.
He has 2 cards in hand?
He does.
He does not. He has
He has a Bend to My Will and a Mufasa, so
Oh.
he's definitely playing the Bend next turn, is my
Yep.
guess.
Get as much stuff as you can down. Get that
And
mana
we
down.
obviously know Ed's over here like, okay, he discarded a Mufasa, which tells me he has another one. So I need to
Play your mana.
play my manner. Yep. And
Or
actually, with him only having 1 card, Raymond has to decide: is that a Hades or is that
That's
nothing
true.
I don't care about?
That is true.
I think it depends on what he draws here.
Another Mufasa.
So he's definitely going to keep the Mufasa, and he's going to
Absolutely.
play one of them, which is very heads up because he doesn't care if you Hades the one because he's going to have
got
another
a second one. Yep. There it is. And then he's going to get some cards back in his hand, which we love.
Now, I didn't see how far I'll go, but every single card you ink with the how far I'll go could be returned to your hand.
That is true. That is an interesting new...
and that was a medal.
A medal. That's crazy.
I don't think I saw you came back, though.
I don't see it yet. I do see...
But the crazy thing here is Raymond is at 6 ink. If he inks... right? He's at 7 ink.
7 ink.
So, Raymond can Bend to My Will.
Yep.
He can then quest with Mufasa and play another Mufasa.
Oh,
that's pretty good. I like that.
Really good.
I like it.
Ed's not happy either. I think he took the Hades, but I don't think he's happy because he knows he can't play it this turn.
Yep.
Oh, man.
They're both at 2. So don't get me wrong, Ed has a decent board, but unfortunately that Mufasa is a 4/9.
Mufasa. Yeah, 4/9. Double Mufasa.
Are those children gonna?
Yep.
That's some school
Oh,
ground
and
bullying, and he healed them.
And then they got a free popsicle.
That's toxic.
And I think Ed is definitely respecting the Bend to My Will. He's just
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna play everything down that I have.
I mean, you could just
Cross
just
your
do it.
fingers, Ed. You're gonna be really sad.
Just do it. Just do it, Raymond.
You're
Just
gonna
do
be
it.
so sad. He's
Just
like
do it.
he's just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Just do it. What is this? No.
Oh.
I think he's trying to find the OTK. That's also not bad.
Oh, 2
medals.
2 medals.
Yeah, but hopefully
I can't do the math well enough, to be honest.
So it's gonna be 4 + 2 + 2, so 8.
Oh.
Amuse, sing, strike. Okay.
Okay. I trust him. He knows more than me.
No, it makes sense. So right
Make
now
it make sense to me.
yeah. So he's trying to dig for the you came back, right?
I see. Okay.
So right now, oh, he didn't ink for turn. He should have inked and played the vision, but that's fine. I think he's just gonna bend here, which makes sense.
I see. And
Yeah.
get rid of the Hades. Yep.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
begging for
Oh,
some-
I guess he didn't have an inkable, to be fair.
That sucks. I think he pulled a Tipo.
Tipo is one of Ed's and I's favorite top deck when we're playing blue. It's our very common
It's
top deck.
Incredible.
Yeah.
He's really studying this. I think it's a Tipo. He's studying this Tipo and really asking himself. That Labubu was looking right at us and saying, Ed's out of luck.
Ed's out of luck. Ed's not winning this one, Chief.
My man doesn't have it. Is he, he tapping
Yeah,
two?
do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do
let
it.
Him, let him know.
Let him know what's up.
The kids came to play. Boom.
Oh, you bounced one of my T-bows. Got another one.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, that's
Yeah, not looking very good for Ed over here. Unfortunately, he needed the top deck of Hades there. He did not find it. So
Yeah.
Raymond is going to be able to vision here for potentially a you came back. And if he does,
He
that
wins.
might be pretty darn good, and he does win, yeah. So yeah, I mean, we just vision. Gonna play the metal first. Hopefully he visions here. Yep.
Yep.
Let's find it.
1, 2, 3.
There
Oh,
it is.
there it is.
There it is. That's
There it
GG.
is. That's nasty.
Yep. So he's gonna make Mufasa quest for 6 here. He's going to then quest for 6, go to 12. Then you came back, quest for another 6, go to 18.
Yep.
And then Talon Muse will finish it off.
Yep.
That
Yep.
is. This looks fun.
I just think it's gonna get crushed by aggro.
Well, that's what the muses are there for, though.
I don't think it's enough. You
I
think
mean,
it's enough? He just like that. Oh wow,
Okay,
he's
now
just,
you're
come
just
on,
being
buddy.
greedy,
Come on, buddy.
Chief.
Come
on there,
Come on, buddy. Just finish
Be
poor Ed
nice to
off.
him. Oh, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, Ed says, yeah, I can do the math, friend.
Yep. Yeah, so Raymond sneaks it out there on game 3. But yeah, to your point, like with aggro, I mean, he's like, no.
No.
You know, I played green blue last set.
I'm really
At some set
leaning.
champs, and it was definitely a tough matchup. We didn't have this little combo or whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was doable. You just needed your T-pole and your muses, or else you were not winning that match.
I'm just
And
trying
under
to
the sea help
think.
too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Like Blurple, I think I could see it doing well against because it's kind of ramping at the same level, but then it's gonna end up getting this combo. But Ruby Amethyst, I think, is gonna be tough.
Yes.
Steel Song might be tough. If they can like whole new world you, get a lot of your stuff out,
Yeah.
and you're not really messing with their singers.
Yeah.
They can also maybe get rid of that Mufasa if they have like 2 songs
Yeah.
or really good strength because you're really not taking a lot off their board. You're just taking stuff out of their hand. I'm not even going to talk about aggro. I think
Yeah.
hyper aggro, like Chernobog, stuff like that. Chernodogs, excuse me. Dig Dug. I think it's
Yeah, it's gonna have. It's not
great
obviously the
matchups.
best deck. It's
Yeah.
gonna have some tough matchups. It was just cool, like seeing something new.
It was fun.
It was a fun little.
It was fun.
New combo. Probably maybe a little bit more annoying than just having 20 items on the board and
Yeah.
diming Tamatoa for the
Yeah.
win. But you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
And
So
it's a surprise, which sometimes the surprise can really shake things up if people haven't played against it, seen it,
right.
don't know what the line is. You see a Mufasa and maybe you're like, okay, fine, whatever, I don't really care, I'm still ahead, and then boom, you're out.
Boom, done. Benito.
Yeah, so I could definitely see it surprising people who
Yep.
don't know all the cards necessarily.
Yep. Absolutely. So that concludes round 2 for us. We don't have a backup
No
match. They
backup match?
finished before.
No,
we were
we
able to get
had
there.
a couple.
We were gonna have the legend,
legend.
face his partner. It was gonna be great.
Dang.
Hopefully his partner murdered him.
I hope so too. He needed some humbling after that game that we watched.
Absolutely.
Did
so
he win or lose that game though?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
We'll find out. Maybe he'll be on stream next round. We
Yeah,
don't
we'll
know.
see. We'll see. Bring him back.
So yeah, we're gonna be back shortly. Yeah, back with round 3.
Thanks. Hello, we are back. It is Tuesday night, Nerd Rage Gaming, Lorcana Locals. Starts at 6:30. So as always, if you enjoyed anything you're seeing here, want to play, we have a great time, always come down and join us.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to reiterate, we have our set champs here Saturday. Starts at 11 a.m., but we open doors at 10 a.m. So you can come on in and look at any of the product we have, um, register, pay, all that good stuff, and get ready for the tournament.
And new update, shout out from what we were told, Nerd Rage Gaming has more Lorcana singles. So they had a lot of other TCG singles, but they are definitely appreciating everyone coming out. So even if you want to just come browse, look at some of what they got, we will have that on Saturday as well and moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be exciting. I think this is the first time we've actually had like a good bit of singles available. So, come on in. If you're missing a couple cards, you can give us probably a call earlier that day or the week. See if we have it available. Come pick it up. It might be listed on the website as well. So come on in. Enjoy the games with us. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces. I believe you and I are going to be here.
Playing!
Boom!
Yay! We didn't get
maybe
to practice today, but we will be playing, so it might be easy matchups.
maybe we can have fun and put a bounty on ourselves.
Ooh!
We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about that later.
So yeah, we have a fun, interesting match here. We have Ivan and Raymond.
And speaking of singles, people might be rushing for these blue Mufasas after they watch this.
Yes.
And these bend to my will, so people start calling in. They might have some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And just want to give an update. Like I see Ava announced in the chat. Jenny, who is the Legends partner, crushed them.
Crushed the Legend. No. Woo! We love an upset. Everyone always says the Legend is going to win. Underdog Jenny came in and said, sir.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we have Raymond here, which we did see last round. These are our 2-2-0s today. He is on the green-blue Mufasa OTK deck. And then we have Ivan on his Pride and True, or however you pronounce it. Thank you. Jeez, I couldn't think for a sec.
And what do we call this? We call this draw, more draw.
Draw, more draw. Control the board. You have nothing on the board. I'm here to draw cards, and we draw more cards, and we win the game by drawing cards. Yep, that's, I believe, the deck name for him.
Okay, so we've seen Raymond's deck. The stream saw Raymond's deck. People who have been in stream before are familiar with Ivan's deck. What do you think Ivan's gonna... We know what Raymond's gonna do, right? I feel like with these combo decks, you kind of are like, I'm gonna do my combo. I'm not really worried about what you're doing because I know I'm just gonna get my combo off and swoop up to 20. And so I just have to, like you said, rush my ink, get my Mufasas, and get my OTK. What do you think Ivan needs to do?
So Ivan here needs to rush to win the game, control the board like he always does.
Get some real estate.
And then also make sure that he is utilizing his King Undisputed effects or Lady Tremaine effects.
Sure, yes.
So the moment, like, for instance, he's about to go to 4 ink. Raymond's about to play this Tala. Ivan's way of really beating Mufasa is going to be doing a Tremaine effect with it being the only character on board,
sure,
or B prep. So if he's able to remove the characters, that's going to be the best way to go about it. And making sure that the moment Raymond has only one character, he just has to do his best job of making sure that he doesn't have multiple characters on board, or else he's going to have to waste, or not waste, but use a be prepared.
Yep. And we do see, Ivan, this is going to be, I'm curious what Raymond played round 1. But Ivan does, in his Ruby Amethyst, play a lot of these smaller 1-drops, 2-drops that get him draw that he puts down. And if there's nothing threatening on the board, which we saw here with the Magic Broom, where when generally you play your Magic Broom, you hope it stays, you quest, you play another character, you pop it because there's probably something threatening on the board. When he is playing into blue and they're just ramping up, which is what Raymond wants to do here, Ivan's like, I'll just leave my Magic Broom. What do I care? I'll just quest until I know that I have to pop it for my draw.
Yep. And as we see here, Raymond is going to be singing the How Far I'll Go with Grammatala, bouncing the Cusco with Broom or with the Muse, opting not to ink there, which tells me he does not have inkables.
I did see a medal, and then I saw. Oh, he has inkables.
Yeah, I'm wondering why he chose not to ink there, because I feel like he definitely needs to get to Mufasa as fast as
Did we
possible.
just miss an ink? No, right?
No, I mean he played the Tala the last turn and then played Muse, so he could have inked the Sail to play the Develop, but it looks like um, again I haven't played the deck, so it could be a couple reasons why he
Maybe he's
opted
trying
it.
to find something.
Yeah, I think he's maybe trying to use the combo pieces more. And to be fair, this Sail could ink twice this turn potentially.
And he's definitely going to have to be singing with these muses. I mean, he needs to be getting some of these things off the board. And I do think that's why he plays the muses for this potentially more
Correct.
aggro matchup. Um,
Yeah, the issue here though is unfortunately Raymond's leaving his Mufasa open to getting banished by a Tremaine effect, because more than likely Ivan is already getting annoyed with his characters going back to his hand. So he's gonna be like, "All right, your muse is
muses,
exerted. I'm
I'm
getting
going to
that
take
out of
care of
here."
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully Raymond maybe has another song he can sing here to bounce the muse, or I see a Tala in his hand, so he could play that to help protect against the Tremaine effect for the Mufasa the following turn.
Yep, and it looks like that is what he's going to opt to do. I wonder if he's looking for a bend to my will, because he knows that Ivan has a lot of draw potential. So to kind of discard his hand,
He has the bend.
he does. I think.
So right now,
Oh, he does have it.
yeah. So unfortunately, with the muse being exerted, the bend is going to be not as good.
Yep. Oh,
But it looks like Ivan doesn't care. He's just questing out. He
oh,
probably
but he
has the
is gonna
fox.
fox. Yep,
Yep.
which makes sense. Take out the muses. Absolutely. The fox is to stay on board. He's at 15.
Yep.
That's really tough.
Yep. Ray really needed that muse to come back here. I don't think he has another one because he already lost two. I think he inked one
Yep.
earlier.
Yep. I just don't necessarily know how you're gonna get rid of this board.
Yeah, it's definitely looking rough. Ivan had the correct cards for this matchup, being able to go aggro effectively, which is very nice about Ivan's list. It's got multiple different game plans, right? It's
Yes.
play a bunch of dudes. I don't care. My one drops quest for one, right? They draw me cards.
Yep.
Whoa, concept. Or purple cards drawing cards. It's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep. And I know what Ivan has said is he's kind of said
That's a how far I'll go.
that's a how far I'll go.
That's the second time, Raymond. You got this, little buddy.
Hey, at least he's not giving himself an extra ink and then playing a dragon, so could be worse.
True. What are we bouncing with? You don't have a muse, buddy.
You don't have a muse.
Oh, he's completely forgot,
this
unfortunately.
is really hard. And I think what Ivan is, to your point, I think he says we're scooping it.
Yeah, I think he thought he still had the muse there.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, it happens. I think he saw the vision of him being able to play the Mufasa and the bend.
Yep.
And went out to get there, but unfortunately, yeah, he lost the muse in the combat from the fox, and we're going to a game 2.
Yeah, I don't know this deck very well, so I don't know what to necessarily do. He doesn't have that many characters. I mean, he has Tipo, Muses,
Yeah.
Mufasa, and Grammatala. I don't think we've seen anything else.
Yeah, I mean, really, coming from playing Sapphire Emerald last set, weirdly enough, Muse is very important in this matchup. So the best way to win this matchup is really to hopefully find Tipo.
Yes, he definitely needed Tipo.
Tipo is the best ramp in this version because you do have 2-drop songs you can sing.
Yep.
Which then you can play Muse and you can start playing the tempo game of bouncing stuff back. You got to replay it.
Yep.
So it really slows down Ruby Amethyst in that way. And then your goal is to ramp into a Bend to My Will and stuff like that. So we see a Tipo.
Yep.
We see a song. So that's already a good
he did put back the song, though. Maybe he's looking for muses, and he knows he has a couple songs in there.
Yeah, I think he understands that. And he did draw the muse.
He did draw the muse.
So I think Raymond understands that muse is very powerful.
Yep.
In this matchup, so he's opting to aggressively mulligan a little bit more for that. And it's always one of those tough decisions, especially against Ruby Amethyst, because they have those rushers.
Yep.
That sometimes, unfortunately, you do have to exert the muse
Yep.
to sing.
Yep.
But you have to also realize that if you do that, it is very much so prone to getting banished.
Yep. 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 Yeah, I think and to your point about Ivan's deck, it is very flexible,
Ooh, he
which
drew a 2-drop song. This is
this is good.
a Sapphire Emerald's dream right here. We
Yeah,
have
he
a
has
Tipo, we have a Muse, and we have a 2-drop song and a Tala.
Oh, that's great.
So depending on how explosive Ivan's start is here, it'd probably actually be better to play the Tipo, then play the Tala, and then follow that up with Muse.
And then sing 2 songs in
Sing
the
2 songs,
same
bounce
turn.
it, and then that also puts you into Bend to My Will ink range. So you are bouncing a lot of things back, playing Bend, and now Ivan's going to be in top deck mode with only like 4 or 5 ink, which is rough.
That makes sense to me. I think some of my fear here would be I think I'm worried about a brawl. I think I'm worried about some of the red cards maybe.
Sure.
But I definitely see your point. I think it depends on what he does here.
Yeah.
If he last time he really left the broom down for a long time, versus now maybe he's gonna pop it for some
Yep.
more card draw because I'm not seeing. He's got some genies. He's got a Diablo. He has the Peter. Oh, he has a Cusco to play. I mean, this is smart. So he ended up inking his Cusco, which he loves to play because it is essentially that Diablo effect,
Yep.
but a little bit more sticky.
Yep.
But instead, he knows you don't have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So you're really not gonna get stuff. You don't have a lot of characters. You're not gonna get things off the board. So I'm gonna go as wide as possible.
Mhm.
And then if I can get to a point where my control starts kicking in, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yep. Yeah, here he opted to play the Muse over the Tala.
Yep.
I think that's fine. I think I would have played the Tala first, just because the next turn I'm able to bounce 2 things.
Yeah.
And now granted, unfortunately these are all 1-drops. So Ivan's just like, okay, I'll just play it next turn.
Yes.
It's whatever.
Yes. Yes.
So that's kind of the nuisance part of it.
But a lot of Ivan's early draw, like if you're not playing a 3-drop that is going to sing Friends or stuff like that, a lot of his early card draw is his little characters. And so again, with that Chernobog, if it doesn't get to quest, it doesn't get to draw.
True.
And so he's not going to be able to find as many answers.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah. The only issue here is unfortunately now Raymond can't do anything with that Muse. He has to keep that Muse on board.
Yes.
So he's not going to be able to sing the How Far I'll Go.
Oh,
or maybe he is going to sing something. He might sing You're Welcome, actually.
He's going to sing You're Welcome on...
And then bounce
and then bounce.
Sure.
Okay.
Ivan's like, you're letting me draw cards? What a homie.
What a homie. I love this.
I love drawing cards. You just played Friends for me. What a pal.
And I do think that he's thinking about, oh, that's so hard. He has an Ursula, which he could try to snipe a Be Prepared. And he has a song, essentially, which could get rid of some of the aggro. And I think he's trying to decide what he's going to ink. That's a hard choice.
Yeah, I think I would have inked the Ursula here because you want to try to find your Bend to My Will at this point.
Yep.
You're trying to get rid of the entire hand. So Ursula, like, although it can get rid of a song, the songs at this point you really don't care too much about. It looks like he drew another fox, so it doesn't matter.
Yep. And he is understanding the threat here of the Muses, and he's saying that's not staying on the board anymore.
Yep, absolutely. So, I mean...
Oh...
It's rough here.
He does not have the bend. He is taking the OTK setup. I mean, that's hard. You're not going to be able to ink it necessarily. Also, what are you even playing this turn? That's tough.
Yeah, I think he recognized that his hand was not the best when it came to inkable. So he's just inking here. See if he can find a song.
Find a song.
Which it doesn't look like Ivan has. Ivan has 4 1-drops. Is that a befuddle?
It's a befuddle. Let me tell you, me and Ivan were talking about that this weekend, and befuddle does work.
I heard.
Befuddle
He
does
told me.
work.
Really good against the aggro matchups.
Yeah, so it's good against the aggro matchups because you can kind of upset their setup. You can potentially take like a piglet out or something like that. It's also really good against Steel Song.
Yep.
So you can snipe that Robin before they're able to shift.
Yep.
You can snipe a Cindy that might take out like one of your one drops that doesn't give you draw on a banishment. So it just, and I think people aren't familiar with it. They don't expect it.
Yeah.
They say, I'm fine until the Elsa comes out, and it surprises people.
What is this?
Yeah, I mean, this
man
makes
just said,
sense.
thanks for letting me draw 2 cards. I got 4 more dudes that draw cards.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's got no, wait, don't you ink the Ursula here? You already saw the hand. Oh, no, he saw the Tremaine earlier. That makes sense. Okay. So yeah, he's prepping to play the Mufasa this upcoming turn. So that makes sense.
And then
ooh, that was an early Tremaine.
and
he might regret it after seeing this Mufasa hit the board. It depends on what he sees here.
Depends on what happens here. He does have a lot. I think Ivan's just saying, I'm going to go up to 12.
Yeah.
You're really going to have to make sure. I mean, you have 0. I don't think even with the OTK, I don't think he can quite get there in 1 turn. Maybe if he has 2. He didn't ink. Maybe if he has 2 of the, what is the card again?
Medal of Heroes.
Or
you
the
came
other
back?
one. You came back.
You came back, yeah.
He could. I think Ivan's just saying, I just have to outrace you.
Yeah, absolutely. Then Ivan debating if he wants to pop the Chernobyls, probably. Looks like he is. Makes sense.
Because he's still going to go up to 17. Oh.
He drew another Tremaine.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
You hate to see it.
I think that's probably game, unfortunately.
Yeah. And this is what I was saying. Like, this deck seems really fun when the combo goes off. And as someone
Correct.
who loves a combo deck, I love fun little interactions. When you're trying to kind of play solitaire against another person, and that's how you win, and your deck doesn't have that many answers, you're just going to end up here where it's 0 to 20, which is tough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, Raymond just got out aggroed by a Ruby Amethyst deck. And that's one of the things about Ivan's deck is it's very much so a jack of all trades. It does everything. It controls the board. It can outrace, the slower decks.
Yep.
Because it has a bunch of 1-drops. It has all of the removal you need to be able to do the stuff. So right here, if he had Goat or whatchamacallit, the other card, Pirate's Life, he just wins.
Yep.
Ooh, he's just walking into a B prep. But unfortunately, those are not the colors Raven's
Those are not the colors Raven's on. Yeah, that's a really tough one. I mean, that's why those. Not to say that purple has too much card draw. No, I would never say that. I love just enough card draw. But that is why I think, a lot of the Amethyst players playing the 1-drop package, because if there's no threats on board, you can just quest.
Yep.
And then once you see the threat, particularly if you know they don't have any rush, then you can just pop it.
Yep.
Which is really hard because he was able to get like 5 or 6 lore while Raymond was just trying to get to his combo.
Look who made chat.
Hey, AC! Woo!
What's up, AC?
What's up?
Did you know he's doing a card reveal?
I heard.
Yeah, he's up there. That's
AC,
awesome.
This man is in with Ravensburg. He's got, and you know what I can't believe? I can't believe he didn't spoil it.
Well,
I thought we were buddies.
We are buddies, but he's got to maintain that.
I know. He maintained it.
This
we
is
were
the
shocked.
first card he's got to reveal. He can't speak all the spice. So yeah, Ivan gets there in 2-0. So that's pretty much gonna be it for tonight for our stream.
AC,
But
can you
NBA,
shout out when is your card reveal day? Can you tell us? Do you know? Is there a day that we should be checking out your posts, seeing what you got to say? And for anyone that doesn't know, AC. Oh, we have a backup game.
We got the backup game.
Hey, shout out to production. Everyone give Zeke a clap. Thanks, Zeke, staying late. This is actually early for us, but.
True. Oh, so May 12th.
May 12th.
7 p.m.
Next Monday.
next Monday, our other caster here. So it's me, you, Daryl, AC, our local casters. We have AC. We've been fortunate enough to have him be a part of our super awesome community here, and he's done so much with his content, as well as just helping out with providing deck profiles
Yep.
and just other streams for everything. And we are so excited
So excited for him.
that he got the opportunity to be
It's
part
incredible.
of this card reveal for is it Reign of Jafar?
Yes.
Reign
Reign
of
of
Jafar,
Jafar. Yep.
yes. So super excited for you, AC. Congratulations. So don't tell us nothing.
Don't tell. He's got an NDA. He said legally,
Nothing.
I can't.
Legally, he can't.
No matter how many best buds we are, legally, I
No
can't.
matter how best buds we are, and I respect it.
I respect it. Am I sad about it? Yeah, I
Yeah,
respect
but
it.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited. And if you guys haven't checked out AC's stuff, I just want to highlight he's got great videos. He does some like blogging content where he goes around some of the tournaments or he goes to different events. He talks about what's going on. He does a lot of deck profiles. So I know, did he or did Brian do the deck profile on Ivan? I can't remember. Was that Brian?
That was Brian.
Okay.
Yep.
But
special guest from last week.
Special guest from last week, Brian does have an Ivan deck profile, so shout out
Yep.
Brian if you want to go check out his YouTube and see what Ivan was playing. But AC does a lot of deck profiles on local people here, so
Yep.
definitely check that out. Great
Yeah.
guy.
I think AC's recent one was for Kaylee.
Kaylee, yes.
Kaylee. Oh my.
Kaylee
I'm
is
afraid
one of
her.
our junior champions, and
Yep.
she's scary.
Yeah, she is. Definitely give that a watch because that
It's
laughter
cute.
she gives.
Evil but
Yeah,
cute.
it puts you, gives you nightmares once you're done facing her. Let me tell you, if I was to tell you who I'm afraid of playing,
It's Kaylee.
It's Kaylee.
It's Kaylee.
I'm not afraid of anybody else.
Number
I'll
one?
be like, okay, close game. Kaylee? Nah, she cooks me
Yeah.
every
Number
single
one,
time.
she'll cook you.
Yeah.
And if you
She
do
laughs at you.
happen to beat her, and it's a tough game. I've beat her one time and it was tough.
Yeah.
Then you get the evil eye from her dad,
Yep.
who's in the table next door, and he never
True.
lets you forget.
Oh, and she never lets you forget when you misplay. She's like,
Oh yeah.
why'd
no,
you
no,
do
no."
that? Why'd you do that? Like just get that little head tilt. Like that doesn't make sense. She's the cutest thing. She's
the
awesome.
cutest thing. She's a great player, and we do love here. I think we have a lot of younger players here, which
Yep.
we really appreciate. We love them coming out. I know that when I was younger, I played a lot of. I didn't play TCGs, but a lot of board games and stuff. With my dad and with my family, so I love seeing that.
Are we
It's
about
great.
to see a shift bell?
Are we about to see
He's-
a shift belt?
He's thinking about it.
What shift? I did like. He did do his.
He was thinking about shifting because I think if he bounced it, he gets both of them back again. That was some old school tech back in set 2 when we did red purple things. We would bounce.
Yeah.
We like put the 2 Tremaines on top of each other and then bounce
Bounce
it
them
back,
back,
and now
yep.
you have 2 Tremaines back in hand. That was
Yeah,
fun
double
tech.
tink
Yep.
too. Yeah,
Yep.
a lot. Double tink, grab your swords to do 3 damage.
Awesome.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. Bring that back.
Yep.
We'll bring that back in what is it called? Ultimate in the new
Infinity.
Infinity.
Yeah, I think that's the
Infinity?
new constructed format besides core that's coming out where all cards are available. So yeah, we actually got a lot of big news today.
Yes. You want to
from
chat about it a
Raven.
little
We
bit?
could talk a little bit about it. So what's the thing that you're most excited for?
I'll be honest. I'll say the thing I'm least excited for. I'm not loving any of the cards I saw. They're nothing that I'm really excited about. I'm actually pro rotation. I think
Okay.
it's going to be really healthy for the game. I love making decks. I like coming up with fun combos.
Yeah.
And I think when you constantly have to play around, be prepared, when you constantly have to play around this classic steel songs, an Ariel's coming. Like, we kind of know these lines that have been around for 2 years.
Yeah.
I think it's hard when you see new cards that seem fun and they're just not playable.
Yeah.
Or like, the classic line of, well, dies to Medusa. So
Yeah.
kind of what's the point? So I'm excited for that. But the cards they revealed, like, there's nothing. We're gonna lose a lot of really great songs, and that's my favorite part about this game is the singing mechanic.
Sure.
And I don't think they've made a good song in a long time.
Yeah, they really haven't. But who knows? I mean, the other thing from my experience from other TCGs is like, although this set may not look at the moment
Yes.
very
We've got
good.
what, 20 cards maybe?
We saw
25? I think someone said like
something like that. It's definitely on the lower numbers. I think we saw like one or two legendaries.
yeah, it's like 10%
And they may
maybe.
have seemed underwhelming, but they may not be good now. But once rotation hits and we lose like Brawls,
Yes.
Medusas, Tremaines, all these stuff. Now, granted, they may come back, but if they don't, these cards could see play.
That's true. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
What about you? What did you see that you were really excited about?
I am excited for the future of competitive events. I know that we didn't get too much information about it. It's going to be spoiled
Mm,
more in Worlds. But the fact that they announced that these larger tournaments will support
yes.
all of the different type of
Yes.
formats that people like to play. So it won't be just strictly core constructed. It could be the unlimited or the infinity or whatever it's called.
Yep. Yep. And
So I'm excited for that.
I really hope they lean into that. I mean, I know it's like hard with prizing and stuff because they did try to do multiplayer stuff and then people were kind of like gaming the system to get those
Yeah.
tickets. But what I do really love about having gone to the DLCs is Lorcana is really like a family
Yeah.
TCG. Like there were people. I remember one of the people that plays locally around here. She had her daughter with her.
Yep.
She was playing some of the side events. Her husband was playing the more competitive event. They had a great time, and so I'm really excited to to have them say, yes, we're doing more competitive things. We're also going to make sure that we're thinking about how to do other things for the community as well, other types of gameplay, that makes it just more accessible to everyone that's going to these events, makes it a good time, particularly if they do things at Disney or these places that are just really fun, right? I think it's going to be really, really engaging.
Yep, absolutely. So let's get back to this game. We see Kevin with the Amethyst Steel. He's going pretty wide, but then Ed's also going wide, and he has his evasive dudes.
Yep.
So the evasive dudes are going to allow him to quest, and Kevin can't really do anything about it unless he draws a removal. And I don't think Kevin has. I think he
Not
has like
that much
three
removal.
cards in hand, maybe.
Yeah, and this Calhoun, I think Ed's really respecting it. I mean, there's not really anything that it can take out because they're evasive. And then even if it could, it would have to get crabbed or something like that first.
Yep.
So that's kind of tough. But then if he does quest with it, Ed is also able to take it out, even with like a bell or something. That's like a really nice trade for him. And then even he knows he's playing into Blurple, so like the Pete repeat is not really gonna do anything for him.
Right.
So I don't even know what you're looking for here.
Yeah, I mean, Strength or Zeus. He's getting the Labubu ready.
The Labubu. He says,
Oh, is that Labubu repping
"Oh, what's it repping?
the Lords of Lore?
Oh, and what's that?
That's our team.
That's your team?
That's our team.
Our team.
Our team.
Shout out Lords of Lore.
Yes.
You want to share a little bit about it?
Yeah, so Lords of Lore was created a little bit ago. I don't even know how many months ago it was. But we're kind
2,
of
3?
something like that. Yeah, we have a lot of players here that play here that are part of that team. That we are, going around Chicagoland area and then some of these competitive events. We're looking to, get our name out there. We were at World Class Cards. I know there was a couple videos out there. AC, we spoke
Shout out
about
AC.
earlier, has been doing a lot for us and getting that name out there and just helping overall with promoting our team. So shout outs to AC for that. But yeah, our goal is primary motto is have fun while being the best.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I love
Hopefully
that.
be the best, but definitely having fun. We want to make sure that we're having fun, making sure that our opponents are having fun, even if we're playing toxic discard.
Hate it.
So just trying to having fun,
Just
man.
having a
That's
good
what this
time.
game's about.
Yeah.
I've played many card games. I've been part of many communities, and let me tell you, I definitely miss some of the friends I've made in previous card games and stuff, and I still have those connections, obviously. But some of the friends I've made in Lorcana alone has been awesome.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like not many times. Oh, I don't think he even knew that it just has to target it once. He didn't have to get the
You didn't have
board that wide.
to flood the
But
board.
hey, you're getting the
Hey,
board wide
hey,
anyways, which is how
that's
you
how
beat
you beat
Blurple.
Blurple.
So that's that. It ended up working
He
out.
just wanted to be like, I didn't need the vanish. I just
Yeah,
want that to be
yeah. I
known.
just
I
wanted to know.
didn't need it.
Yeah, we're just gonna do 6 damage to it anyways. So
But that's
yeah,
awesome, yeah.
yeah,
And if I can say, it's been really fun watching you guys because we have a lot of great players here. Ed, Ivan, you, Sean, Izzy. I'm trying to think who else is here. A lot of great players on the
yeah.
more like competitive side of things, where you guys are going to like world class games, want to go to these DLCs. But I know that people have said attitude, positive attitude, fun games is really important to you
Absolutely.
guys. So I love that energy because that is one of my favorite things about Lorcana is just having good games, having a fun time.
Yep.
And it's been really fun. We're talking about here at Nerd Rage Gaming because I feel like this really grew out of 5 of us playing
Yeah,
here
yeah. I mean, it
for
kind
many
of.
months and no one wanted to come. And now
Yeah,
we're here with a stream. We have a team and we got 12 to 15 people consistently. So it's been really great.
yeah. I mean, this all started 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost like in August, it's gonna be 2 years. To your point, we were always kind of like bubbling out at like 8 players. And don't get me wrong, we still get those days where stuff comes up in life, where we are doing the can't come in or whatnot. But as we can see, Kevin, this is his first time being here. I asked
Yeah.
him, I've played at him at other locals, but I asked him, I'm like, "This is your first time at NRG?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I've watched your streams. Me and the wife needed a place to play, so what's it about?" So I think the stream has helped us, build the community as well, get people out here. So shout out to Nerd Rage Gaming.
Thank you, Nerd Rage Gaming.
We got this guy over here named Zeke.
Thanks,
He's
Zeke.
pretty cool, been helping us out. Made this all happen. So
While watching One Piece, so.
hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. And over here, we got Ed questing
Questing
out.
away. Yeah, this is a tough board going back to the game. So Ed's got definitely game on board. And it's gonna be hard to get rid of that genie. Kevin doesn't have great. Oh, he does have the goat, but he doesn't. Yeah, he can trade into the bell with the goat. He can trade into the fox with Pete and trade into the bell with Snake.
2, 4, 6,
It's
7,
12 to
8.
13. I mean, I don't think you maybe yet have to do all that, but yeah, that's a tough board when you're not playing
Looks like
swords, not playing
so Crab and the Diablo
classic.
special. Yep,
I mean, if you have Crab and you have Diablo, what are you doing if not that?
you're definitely doing that. Oh, you drew a White Rose, which is definitely helpful. So right now it looks like Ed has 7 lore on board,
Yep,
so he can
so
go
it's
to 19.
one away, and I'm never messing around with maybe a goat being played. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah.
I'm at least taking out this bell, and he is gonna take out.
Yep.
I meant the other bell, but and
Well,
that counts too. The 2 lore makes sense
the
to
2
me.
lore one
Yep,
makes sense. Yep.
that makes perfect sense to me. If maybe he had a bounce, he could have kept that goat and then just traded the snake into the other bell, but that totally makes sense to me.
Yep.
He is gonna take out that other bell. I mean, it's hard when you have this evasive and he has the Elsa, but he doesn't, I think, have a song, so he knows it's at least gonna get 2 more lore, and there's not really anything he can do. So I definitely understand trying to clear some of this board.
Yeah, I mean it's a rough spot. I mean he's at 15, which is not bad.
No,
They can quest
go up
for
to
3.
18. 2
Yeesh.
goats.
2 goats.
2
Get
goats.
there. A White Rose and a goat.
Right, rose
A lot
and a
of
goat. Bounce.
he could be on Giant Cobra. I haven't seen it yet, but he
I
could be
have
on
not
that.
seen it actually. That's actually
Yeah.
really interesting. I haven't seen that. He also doesn't play the docks, I don't think, for
Well, I
the
don't think I've
discard.
seen it, yeah.
Because I think he's playing more of the smaller characters. So why would you play that dock? You're hoping to draw other things. Oh, I see a Hades, which
I
is
think that's what we're gonna
unfortunate.
see here.
And I'm doing the white rose, I think.
100%. Yeah.
Nice. Absolutely. Don't want that bouncing back. That's a tough board.
Yeah, I mean the only thing Kevin can currently do with what he has on the board is take out the bell.
Yeah.
But hopefully he has some type of removal.
I do
Zeus
know
would
he
be
has
nice.
an Elsa, so he can take out the Hades and the bell.
Ooh, he can actually take out the genie as well. Because if Crab runs into the bell,
But then he can't take out the Hades.
which is
Which is fine.
fine.
I think you care more about the evasive.
Yeah, the evasive's a little bit more harder to deal with usually. The issue is, unfortunately, he has to still run both Pete and. Well, he can run
Yeah.
the Pete and the Crab into the Hades,
That's true.
and then have the Crab effect go on Elsa
That is
to get
true.
rid of the Genie. So that's probably the best option here.
Yep. Yep.
Because then you don't. It's still a rough spot to be in for sure. So it looks like he's doing the bell, which is fine. I think the Hades would have been the better option there.
I agree.
Because it also prevents the bounce, right?
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it prevents the bounce. Which then, if Ed Quests plays bounces your Elsa or inks your Elsa, that's annoying. But I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, that Belle is also annoying if she gets bounced
Yep.
potentially. So I mean, I
Yeah, and that's the
completely
thing.
understand.
Like everything that is in Ed's deck does something when it's played.
Yep.
But I saw a goat in hand, which is not good because now he
And
can
I saw
just,
another Hades. I think.
Yeah. I think Ed is safe to just quest here and play goat and then just say, hey, you have to win on your turn
Yep.
or I win.
Yep.
The typical goat at 19 line.
I think he's also thinking about if he wants to potentially ink this Smee and just give himself a little bit more space, and then he can still play goat next turn. Yeah, that also makes sense.
Yep.
You're not in rounds yet, so you have time. You know you can hold on to that goat until you really need it.
Yep.
Yeah, and they said good game.
So that was it. So Ed takes it with the Labubu.
La Boo Boo.
The Labubu of
Great
Lord to Lord.
game. Great game. Both wide and just those evasives were really doing work for Ed that game. And it looked like he also had a couple manners of his discard, I think. Maybe that was his ink. I can't tell.
Yeah,
But those
absolutely.
evasives were doing work for him.
Yeah, so that was definitely game 3 of that match. And no, gave thumbs up.
Give
The
a thumbs
Labubu was
up.
happy. And
Yes.
that is going to conclude our stream
That
for
is
tonight.
our stream for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming. We really appreciate all the support, chatting. We will maybe be here next week.
Yeah, so next week it's gonna be a possibility. We're not sure. So Nerd Rage Gaming is an awesome store. They host a lot of different card games. So one of the things they do is host the Nerd Rage series, Nerd Rage Gaming series, as you can see in the middle corner here. And they're gonna be over in, I believe, Mundelein this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, Mundelein this weekend hosting Magic. 10K and 5K, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to be taking all the streaming equipment there. So they may not be able to set it up for us for next week, which is fine. So we may not have stream next week. But
the following
that's fine.
Week we will be back.
Absolutely. We
and
may have special guests.
We may have special guests.
From
those special
remote.
guests may be us, or it'll be someone remote. So
Yeah.
look out for that. Spoiler: 2 weeks from now. Put it in your
Yeah.
calendar. Lock it down.
Yeah, and if you have nothing better to do this weekend and not sure what set champs to go to,
and you don't play Magic and want to win 10K in Mundelein,
yeah, true,
maybe
true.
I'm leaving Lorcana and gonna go try to learn Magic in 3 days.
Yeah, that's true.
I need money.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, we're definitely hosting our set champs this Saturday. Again, it starts at 11, doors open at 10, so you can start, getting prepared. I believe deck list will be required.
Yep.
You can submit it via
online
email, or handwritten. Yeah. So you can do that. If your sleeves are getting a little crumply, you can come on in, buy some sleeves, resleeve your deck.
They got nice ones.
Yeah, take a look at some of our new Lorcana singles. So.
And we might have some bounties, maybe.
I think we should do it.
I'm down.
I'm down.
We're gonna have some bounties. I'll pay for them. I don't care.
We'll run it.
Wait, I need that money. Why did I offer to pay for it?
we're it's fine.
I'm gonna win the Magic tournament and then sell you the money for the bounties.
We'll make it work somehow.
Make it work. Come Saturday, hang out with us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks on stream.
Absolutely. And if you're bored also for next week, come on by Tuesdays, 6:30.
We'll still be playing.
And we'll be
perfect
doing our
time to check us out because you can't watch us.
Exactly. So until